Well, welcome back. Welcome back to actually Aubrey. We're talking about Love and Marriage DC today, season 1, episode 2, The Coldest Winter Ever. Welcome back, Alex. How you doing?
Hey, what's up? Coldest winter ever. It's a famous book. They're trying to make a movie out of.
Right, Sister Soldier, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. They've been
Yeah.
trying to make that movie for years now. I'm not sure what's going on, but
Yeah, I was gonna say that book was out in the '90s, like the mid '90s. I remember that book.
yeah, it's Hollywood politics for you.
Oh shoot. Well, guys, what did you make of the coldest winter ever, Alex? What did you make of that dinner party?
Well, the episode was interesting. Is it didn't get interesting until the dinner party. Um,
Okay.
but I'm not sure if you where you want to start. If you want to lead this, point by point. But the dinner party indeed was where the show really took off for me.
Right. Okay. And what about you, Alex? Same? About the same?
Yeah, it was the same for me. Hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, it was a little interesting at the dinner party, but basically I think you might want to mute your mic. Okay. Basically we started with the ladies were talking, and they were talking about a little bit about the what women sometimes go through in their body. Ashley was saying that she thought that she might be starting to go through an early menopause in her 30s, and Monique was saying, well, wow, that's soon. And then she realized that it was basically just that she had like the sweaty underarm, so she was going to get some Botox or something. What did you think about that, Alex?
Yeah, well, I've been through that. Couple of women, you start to get in our age group,
I
and
was going to say, you've been through
yeah,
menopause, Alex?
no, no, a couple of women in our age group, they start with the, running the AC on high and have the fan on and have the windows open. It's like, you can't get cool. You know what I'm saying? Then turn around, you're too cold. Then you got to get warm, and then just body all over the place. So
Well, yeah, it's hormonal, just like men go through hormonal changes, and they weren't talking about those, but we may get to those in another episode, okay?
well, I don't know if we go through it like that, but that's just the nature of it with,
I,
with,
I
with
didn't say
women.
you went through it like that, but there are things and changes that happen, though. So, yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Wait, what? Like, wait, what be happening to us?
Right,
Mm,
that's what I'm trying to find out.
oh, okay. I don't want to get graphic on this one, but I'll tell you guys behind the scenes. You guys don't know? Well, I mean,
Mm,
you don't know, but I understand that you don't know, Jeremy. But anyway, y'all don't. Men
right,
can't
yeah,
say like they don't go through changes, because they definitely do. So,
right. Hmm.
anywho, anybody tell you otherwise is lying to you. Um. So
Mm.
anyway, so the ladies are talking about that. But what I thought was interesting about that scene was all of a sudden they were saying about they don't use it. Well, Ashley anyway was claiming that she doesn't use any form of birth control. I understand that she's married and they have, I think, 3 kids already or whatever. But she was saying they use the old school pull out method. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Saying
here we go. Here we go with the PO again. I thought we got away from PO with Ready to Love Potomac, but here we go with the PO again. We
yeah.
we use the PO method, the pull out
Yeah.
method. You
Yeah,
know,
here we go with some stuff that's gonna get some viewers that's listening, gonna get them in a whole lot of trouble, because everybody ain't got the money that these people have for other alternative methods, because everybody ain't looking to have no extra unplanned babies, you
the,
know.
the pull out method is very faulty. It results in a lot of pregnancies. I'll tell you
Eh,
that.
Thank you, thank you. I'm glad somebody was speaking up, because I was just like, okay, they did not put this on national, international TV, but I guess they did.
Right.
So so anyway, we move forward, and Quicksilver, he's in a big business deal, and his business manager has him about to go on a 15 party, a 3-day trip, which his wife has just asked him, would you please stay at home more, babe? And no, he's not gonna do that. So what you guys make of that?
What do you think, Jeremy, about that? Because I got some things to say about that.
I just think in my opinion, is a little bit unrealistic to expect that, that he'll, suffer like, doing business, not doing business to hopefully, have something for you. That I'm saying, like, she kept on saying, I've been turning down business opportunities, and all I could ask was like, what business opportunities?
That's what I was asking.
I was like,
Hmm.
I was like, what
Yeah.
business opportunities have you turned down? Or are you just saying that to make it seem like you're also busy?
Okay, you guys. Okay, so is that the question? Because I was wondering about that a little bit too. But
Well,
I mean, I
first,
think she has a. Can I just? I want to just say this part. I think she does have a right though to ask her husband to be more present in the home. You guys don't agree with that?
No, I feel
the,
like definitely does. But I'm just saying, as far as like, she's making
Mm-hmm.
it seem like she needs him to be at the house more so she can handle her own business. And I was like, well, what business is it?
right.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't told us yet. Like, I'm saying, like, what does
Oh,
she
okay.
do? Like, I'm like I said,
Right.
that's why it's not even me trying to be shady. I really want to know like what is these business opportunities that she's turning down because she has to take care of the kids that she kept on bringing up. I mean,
Mm,
like, she definitely should be, more,
Mm-hmm.
more involved in the kid's
Forthcoming.
life. Yeah, he should be more involved in the children's life and things like that. But I'm saying, like, if you're only saying it so you can go do stuff, I'm like, well, what are you trying to do? Like, like what's all of this busy work that you have to do? Like, what's her career path? Like, I know she
yeah.
said that she writes books. I think she said that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, outside of that, like, has anybody
What
bought her
other?
book?
Yeah,
Right.
but
What?
it's
Go
like
ahead.
it's like what are you complaining about though? I mean, everybody always has a complaint about something. I mean, but this the lifestyle you asked for. If the man has to maintain this, then he has to work. Okay, I mean, he
Mhm.
works to the point of exhaustion where he's fell out. He been on IVs. He been doing. He's doing this for his family. Okay, he wants you guys to have the best of everything, and he's sacrificing his time, his energy, and even his health to make sure you guys have all you need. Now, she's not mentioning once about, oh, I'm concerned about his health or whatever. She's concerned with him just being home more so she can have some kind of business endeavors in which she wants to get involved in. But at the
Yeah.
same time, you want the lifestyle. Now, if he was to say, you know what, I'm gonna give all this up, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home husband, and you get your grind on, she's not gonna be able to maintain the way he's been maintaining. She's not gonna be able to do that. She's gonna see it as an option and not a necessity. Quicksilver sees what he's doing as a necessity to take care of his family and keep them at a certain standard of living.
Mm-hmm.
She don't
Mhm.
see it. She's not going to see it that way. She don't even have that option. Society's not going to accept it from her as a way of life. It's an option to her. Either
Wait
I
a
do
minute. Wait.
either
Wait
I
a minute.
take care of the family at home and do some business endeavors, or I don't do the business and take care of the kids, whatever. Quicksilver, the only option he has is to take care of his family and grind. That's it.
Okay, I'm curious. Okay, I'm just asking this question. I want to know. I want to try to understand what you were saying when you said society doesn't give her that option. What did you mean by that, Alex?
Society, I should say they give her the option. Okay, either she's gonna be a stay-at-home mother and be great at that, or she's gonna go out and tackle her entrepreneurial
Or like,
aspirations, and she's great at that.
or
The
like millions of women, she could do both.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say that.
Quicksilver is not given an option. If he becomes a stay-at-home dad, he's a bum in society's eyes. He's doing what he needs to do as a man to take care of his family and maintain a certain standard of living. And she loves that certain standard of living.
I
She
mean,
knows
but
providing it.
but my
Hmm,
question is like,
that's interesting.
he has a whole like radio job. Like, he has a 9 to 5 that he works on a regular basis. Like, I feel like, so is the money coming from the parties or from the radio show that he does? And I'm saying,
Both.
if a lot of it,
Probably.
I was
Go
saying,
ahead.
if a lot of it does come from parties, and I was like, why can't you just stack up, the parties for a certain amount of weeks, and then
Hmm.
afterwards, you completely, like, don't take anything, and then, you've already built up that money, like, for the next few weeks,
Hmm.
until you need, more money, because you already still have another stable source of income because he does his own radio show. And I
Right.
don't even, how do you even do 15 shows in a week? I don't know. But I'm saying that I feel like if
Three
you like,
days. I thought they said 3 days. The trip was
Three
for
oh
three
3 days.
yeah,
days.
15, like, yeah, 15 parties in 3 days. Like,
So
so I
5 a day, I guess.
Right.
yeah, so like my thing is this, like I'm saying, like I feel like you could plan accordingly to be able to take care of the family. I'm saying you could plan, you already have a regular 9 to 5, consistent, work, and then the other one seems like supplemental income. So I'm saying that if you stack up the bookings and then
Hmm.
knock them all out, you'll be good for X amount of weeks. So you could be like, okay, I'm a stack for this much. So therefore I can give you this space for these upcoming weeks. So you can do whatever you need to do rather than having them go throughout the week and me not being able to give you the free time that you need.
All
Does
I'm
that make
saying
sense?
is, all
There's
I'm
a
saying
there's
is,
a there,
we,
let me just interrupt just one second. I'm sorry,
mhm.
but the Sosa has a question, and I think you might be able to answer this a little bit better than myself. And maybe Jeremy, if you know the answer to, jump in. The Sosa wants to know: is Ashley's husband, Quick Silver, is he famous in the U.S.?
He, I don't know if he's
Yeah.
famous. He's well known, very well known.
Yeah, in in his realm of
Yeah,
work, as far as like DJing,
Yeah,
is that what he does? Does he
he's a
DJ or is he
DJ.
like
Yeah,
okay?
he's a DJ. Yeah,
yeah,
yep.
DJ Quicksilver. That's the name he goes under, and he's very famous in that regard. He's very well known. It's almost like
Oh,
DJ Envy.
okay. Well, that's
I've
all.
never
That's what
heard.
she wanted to know. That's what she wanted to know because that would determine the amount of money he gets paid per his appearance.
I ain't
That's what
never
that
heard of
comes
him
from.
before. Honestly,
Yeah,
before this, like, is he on something that I haven't heard of?
I
I
don't
knew of
know.
him.
You know,
I
you
knew
better
of
get on.
him.
You better get on that Googler. You better get on that Googler, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, I'm looking at look. The DC cast need to be a little bit more transparent about how they're making this money. I want to know how are they getting paid this much from parties, and I
People
don't
are
know, like
partying.
something like it's just something about this all. I don't know how the money is being generated and how like I can understand like you like getting maybe like a stack or so for a party, but I'm saying like even then, I don't see how that's so much that you can have like a whole mansion in DC. Like DC is very expensive. I mean, they don't
They
live in they don't
have
live in.
other. Well, first of all, if you're talking about, we know that Monique and her husband, he's a former NFL football player. But
Mhm.
also, if you're talking about Jamie and Arena, they have other sources of income. They're whole developers. They have developed whole projects, real estate projects.
Well, what
Hmm.
about the
Well,
DJ
what about?
Quicksilver and Ashley?
Well, I
What?
don't know. I
Well,
don't know a lot about them. I can tell you about those two couples. So somebody else pitch in about that
he does
third one.
again. He does a lot of parties. He has a radio show.
Oh
I've
yeah,
known of
even
him.
even Kirby is saying in the chat. Kirby is saying, yeah, DJ Quicksilver is very well known. So everybody knows about. I mean, like you know, there's because you haven't heard of somebody doesn't mean they're not famous or they're not famous at what they do. Because that's why I ask because I don't know. I don't party like that anymore, so I don't know.
But I find it almost hypocrisy for Ashley to complain about a life that I'm sure she wanted. Okay,
Oh,
and now that she has it,
oh,
she complaining about the man working as much as he's working. He's
oh.
providing a life that you can all you want. Because if he wasn't doing it, if he was Kenny, then you'd be on him like flies on doodle for being a hobo sexual. Okay, he's not a hobo sexual, right?
Well, you're right. I mean,
He,
I wouldn't be on him. She would be on him. That's her husband. But if I'm reviewing this show and he was a homosexual, yes, I would call him out. You're right.
right, but he's providing a lifestyle that she knows she wanted and still wants. Okay, you can't have it both ways. Pick a
So
poison.
so are you saying like that song goes? If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. Is that what you're trying to say?
Bobby Womack, baby.
I
It,
think I think what Ashley is trying to say is that he's at a point in his career now where money flows in so easily that he does not have to work as much
Hmm.
as he does. So it comes across now as overkill because if he's this famous DJ and he's making all of this money and he's so
Okay.
well known, like y'all say, then he's not struggling for money. So why is it that you're working all of these heavy hours when you don't have to? I guess is what she's trying to say, right?
mhm.
And I guess I'm kind of with Alex on this because I don't know, I don't know their purse strings, but I would hate to imagine like everybody else I know that has money, makes great money, makes good money. The more you make, the more you spend. So it
Hmm.
becomes an endless cycle. It
And
becomes an endless
she spends
cycle.
money. and you
And
know
he
she spend
does, and
money.
he does too. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure he does too.
Mm-hmm.
He
So
ain't out there wearing no holy jeans and no holy shoes. He wearing nice things and buying nice things too. Probably driving a real nice vehicle. So don't put it
mm,
all on her.
I'm not putting it all on her. What I'm saying is she's
Hmm.
sitting home spending money. He doesn't mind her doing that. He's providing that. He's not complaining. He's not complaining. She complaining. Okay. Even though he got to go out and be on IVs and pass out and
Well,
miss time
nobody
with his
told him not
kids.
to take care of his health. A typical man not taking care of
Oh,
his health. Nobody told him not to go for his
they'll,
annual checkups, watch his blood
listen.
pressure, watch his blood sugar level. Nobody told him to do that.
This is why
Nobody.
men.
Yeah.
This is why men can't win because he's sacrificing everything he got to make sure his queen and his children are comfortable. But
It
You
yet
sounds
he
like
know,
you.
still
It
he
sounds
still
like you.
receive
It sounds
criticism.
like you want to be married to Quicksilver.
Whatever. I'm just telling you what the man does.
so
Okay, y'all
like
want the life, but you want to complain about it.
I
What
I'm
what
guess
not
what
complaining
what
about
what
it.
what
well,
Ashley is saying is she wants balance at this point in their
There
life.
you
She
go.
needs more of a
Thank you.
balance. That's what
Thank
she's
you.
saying. So
Thank
I
you.
get it. But what I'm saying is whatever DJ Quicksilver's background, he might have been dirt poor in his background. He may be afraid of that again. And
That
he
now
became a workaholic because of it.
that's
well
a
maybe
true thing
you
because
well, you
he
know,
talks about. Go ahead, guys. We're talking over each other. Let's go ahead, Jeremy.
okay, I was gonna say, well, maybe he needs to go
Mhm.
get therapy for that. But at the end of the day, the kids are suffering if every single time they have memories, he's not in any of them. Like he wasn't at, daddy wasn't there. Like he wasn't at the fair, he wasn't at the game, he wasn't at the basketball game, the football game, the prom. Like he
The
wasn't there.
graduations.
He
Yep.
was like graduation. He wasn't there. Oh, don't say that. Like that's a little
Oh,
painful
oh,
for him.
sorry. I'm
But
sorry. I'm
like,
sorry. I'm
but
sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't.
but
I was just thinking of different things that a kid would have. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
like it's like
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, you have to, like, although you work, you have to also manage some time to spend with your family or your children. You have to be a constant part of your children's life, especially as a father, and you have sons. You can't depend on the mom to do solely all the raising, because it's
No.
only so much that a woman can do as far as the raising, where a man needs to come and step in as well. And I know you know that too, right, Alex?
Yeah.
That's why I just mentioned there needs to be a balance at this stage where they're at
Okay.
now. They're 10 years more, 15 years, 16 years in. Okay.
And the kids
So
are young. The kids are young.
right. So now that he's well established, he should have been saving money and putting money aside. But there's no question that they're both very frivolous spenders. Okay. I don't doubt that at all. Okay.
Oh,
So
really?
he constantly has to stack chips. They wearing this jewelry, they wearing this fancy stuff, they live in a pretty nice house. I'm pretty sure they're very frivolous with their spending because they're in a society
Hmm.
where you gotta keep up with the other couples
They
in
don't
your
give me.
group,
Hmm.
I
so
don't
to
know.
speak.
Alex, I mean, not Alex, but Ashley does not give me frivolous. I don't think that she would be.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
think, like, Ashley is a.
She give me
I'm just
frivolous.
letting y'all know this right now. Look, I don't know. Maybe because they didn't show Arena as much in this
So,
episode, but I
mhm.
really love Ashley, y'all.
I
Ashley,
love her too. I think Alex has got a little bit of envy going on over there.
like Ashley,
Frivolous.
Ashley is me in
Envy,
my head. Like
envy.
Me and Ashley have a lot of similarities. Like I like her, but I'm saying that, like, I don't think that based on how Ashley carries herself, how she thinks, I don't think that she would ask him to take time off work if she did not think that they had the funds to support themselves to sustain.
Hmm. Well, we got a mixed audience here because some people say they like Ashley and some people say they don't. But I was going to ask you, Alex, since you were saying frivolous, you were just throwing that around all willy nilly. I was going to ask you, do you think that? Are you saying that you think that Ashley is high maintenance?
Yep, she said out of her own mouth. Oh, I have entrepreneurial aspirations because I want to go out and make and spend my own money, but still spend his too. Okay, and right now all of it's basically
Oh,
his
she did
money.
say that. She did say that. Yeah, I remember.
Okay, so this is, to me, this is a keeping up with the Joneses type of lifestyle. You got to keep up with the other couples in the circle. Now we know Chris Samuels made millions in the NFL, so it's hard to keep up with that. Okay, but the fact is now he wants to chill. But regarding Quicksilver, he's a workaholic, and he's probably going to have to get some kind of therapy or kind of tone that down a little bit. But I guarantee you, If he tones that down to the point where he's not bringing in the amount of money that he's used to bringing in, and something in that house starts to suffer, she gonna want to send his butt back out there to work and grind. She's not gonna
Hmm.
settle for a drop in lifestyle. I don't get that from her. She's not gonna want to settle for that.
Hmm. Mm.
I think
Wow.
I
Well,
think
that's some
Ashley
interesting. It's some interesting opinion from you guys. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I think Ashley I think Ashley might come across as a certain way, but I feel like she would do whatever she needs to do to cover for her husband if need be. I don't think that she would be just some like person sitting up in the house complaining about, him not making enough money when she asked him to take off work, to take care of the kids some more so she could bring in her own income into the house as well, and it might not even have to be a permanent thing. Maybe she just needs a few weeks to get the stuff done, and then he can go back to his normal schedule, and then like that stream of revenue will be coming in for X amount of months until she has to do it again. You never know. I don't know how these people's like revenue works, but I'm just saying, like, with books, it's like, and that's what she says she does, right?
Yeah, that's one of
So
the
that's
things
like
that
that's
I heard her say.
supplemental. It's a stream of revenue. It comes over X amount of months. You just don't get one lump sum payment. So she's trying to make sure that she could do her own thing. Like then he can do his thing again. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like she wants to contribute to the household as well. That's what I feel.
I,
I
I'm Jeremy.
Go
I'm
ahead.
all for her doing her own thing. I'm all for any woman that wants to do their own thing. But what I'm telling you is, if she can go out and do her own thing, and she can succeed or she can fail. But regardless of what happens, at the end of the day, because he's been providing for so long, it's going to fall back on him. If she's
Mhm.
not a strong grinder, if she's not out there hustling, getting her hustle on and everything like that, it may not be, she may be curious about some things, but we know Quicksilver is a grinder. 15
Mhm.
gigs in 3 days. He consistently does this kind of stuff. He
Yeah.
wants to provide a certain lifestyle for his family. And I don't
I
think if the
mean,
tables was turned, she would be able to do that.
but at this point, they've already achieved this lifestyle. It's sustained. Like it's okay. Like I'm saying, you could afford to take a couple of weeks off. It's not like you 1 month behind on the mortgage and like you have one more week until you're evicted. Like I'm saying, you should like he could
You know,
afford to take a week or so off. Like it's completely ridiculous to say that he cannot take some time off of work. He don't
on
have to take months off, but you can't take a week or two.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say on this note right here, put a pin in it for 1 second. I think that one of the things that we sometimes neglect or underestimate as people of color and people of the African diaspora is that a lot of our wealth and our riches are one generation, if that. So, in other words, I had a friend of mine who moved into a very wealthy suburb, and I lived in a moderate suburb, and I was trying to explain to her, well, one of the things is, your neighbors around you, their houses are paid for, and they bought them back when they were, next to nothing, right? Cost next to nothing. Now you came in and you paid the top dollar as a black person, and now you want to go ahead and you want to go get the cars and the watches and everything to go with your surrounding neighbors. But what you don't understand is a lot of them, their parents, their grandparents left them houses. They left them stocks. They left them bonds. They left them all of these different things that generate income. They left them rental property, and you want to come in and you want to match pound for pound with the neighbor next door who's been living in the house 35 years. You just moved in and paid $1 million. We can't always do what we want to do and make it look like we want to make it look. You know what I'm saying? I
And that's a
just something that I'm just throwing that out there, guys.
yeah,
And I'm not saying that's for anybody in particular, but something to think about.
and you're right, because that's an example of prime example of new money versus old money.
Mm-hmm.
See, old money is when they had it for generations upon generations. New money is when you're the first generation to get it, but you don't know quite how to manage it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going through all the, the ins and outs and the pitfalls and the rising ups and the coming downs, because you're the first generation to kind of handle this kind of affluence. So there's something to
Mm.
be said, something to be said about what you're saying, and I agree with that
Thank,
100%.
thank, Thank you for and I want to also because I feel a little bit of this too. Monique has a very good point. You know, we're watching this and it's good fodder. It brings up good conversation that our community and people need to have. I believe, I really do believe that. But Monique asked the question. I wonder how real working mothers feel watching them sit and whine all day about nothing.
That
Are
part.
you ask,
Mm,
are you asking
mm.
us to answer that?
No, it's rhetorical. It's
Oh, I
rhetorical.
was about to
I'm
say,
just
like,
stating it.
I guarantee I don't care. I was like, I don't think that, I don't like that whole feeling of thinking that, just because you're going through something over there, that I can't be bothered by something that's I'm going through over here. I think it's quite rude that, you're going through something and somebody says, well, what about such and such and such and such? That don't take away the irritation that I have from my situation. Although I feel
True.
for you
Hmm.
in my life, in my grand scheme of things, I need things a certain way. It ain't my fault that you may be a single mom that gotta work. That's not my issue.
You say
I'm
you
saying that I
can't help
need
it
my
because that
man in the
woman over there had
household.
5 babies and no baby daddies. Okay. Well,
I,
I mean, I see both points. You know, you're right because you do, like I said, and having friends in all different tax brackets. Everybody's problems are their problems, and they mean something to them. But I do get what Monique is saying though, and I wanted to share that. Okay, so well
understandable.
we're gonna move forward to the next scene. This is a very good conversation. Like I said, I like these shows because they stimulate interesting and conversation that we need to have. But as we move along, Monique is at the studio and she's talking about taking the job, working the morning drive show, and she's going to have, of course, some co-hosts, and they liked her from her Not for Lazy Mom podcast, so she has that podcast experience. She has a great voice, I think, too, for radio, right? um and but she's talking about, it's so interesting to me because now she's talking about, well, I don't know how Chris is going to do with those kids in the morning. I don't know about that. And I'm thinking again, I think what Monique was saying is the conversation is so different when you look at different economic brackets, because you're looking at people that could basically hire in a nanny. They could hire in a whole nanny, and her husband could sleep until anytime he wants to get up because they have that kind of opportunity available to them. So I don't negate that what Monique was saying, but what do you guys think?
Well, I don't negate what she's saying, but at the same time, I mean, she's applying for this job. Well, they called her in because they admired her from, her first show, the other show she was on, plus the what
Her
was it,
podcast.
the podcast and everything else. And she's saying this is like her dream to get paid to talk all day. And obviously she loves to talk, and we'll get into the problems with that later because there's an issue with that.
Right, right. And Jeremy, your thoughts? That's a good point, Alex. Yeah, she does love to talk.
Um, I guess I'm a little bit confused because I'm like, why would I was like, Chris don't do anything. I mean, like, yeah, he's retired and things like that, but I'm like, this whole episode, I was looking at Chris very sideways. Like, Chris is very questionable. I don't know how I feel about him. You know,
What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop. Slow down for a minute. Maybe I'm missing something. What are you saying? You don't know about Chris? Why?
because he already lets us know that 10 years he still can't give his wife what she's been asking for, which is for him to be more involved in the kid's life. He's been out of the NFL for a while now, past the 10-year mark. Then on top of that, he's giving her no romance. He's giving her like no fire, no spark, no none of that. And I'm just saying, like, and he's saying it knowing that he's doing it, and he's up there like, I have to work on it. I was like, well, how much work does it take? I was like, if you really want this woman and you really care about her, then at the point you need to make the executive decision to change the things that you're doing to like, to uplift your marriage, because right now your marriage is in the trenches. Like, and you don't have I'm not trying to be rude. I mean, he might have the money, but I'm saying he does not have, like, Monique is definitely staying with him because she loves him. I guess I can say that. Monique is like, I feel like Monique is a catch in this. Like, like she's a catch. Both of them, I guess, are, because he ended up, getting into the NFL, and they ended up, prospering together. But I'm saying that, as far as, losing her, I don't think he'll be able to find another one of her, that could deal with the things that, that he puts up with. Like, what woman wants to accept the bare minimum? And just because you throw money at me doesn't mean that that makes me feel okay when I need romance. If that was the case, I could just be a gold digger. She's saying that like the money is fine, but I want to have a connection. I want us to talk about how we feel. I want romance in our marriage. I want us to have a stronger family bond and family foundation with you at the head of it. And like I just don't feel like that's happening right now. And I completely understand where Monique is coming from. And I think it's quite selfish of Chris to be so stagnant in his relationship when he's not even whining or dining or romancing his wife anymore. It seems that he's completely comfortable. He let his waist go, let that stomach go, just let everything go. Pretty soon his wife gonna go too. If he don't step it up, because you're not acting like you are interested in her and you want her.
Ooh, Jeremy, did I say
Well,
go off? Did I say go off? You just went off. Okay, go ahead, Alex.
comfort breeds complacency, and I think Chris is very comfortable
Comfortable.
resting on his NFL laurels,
Hmm.
and whatever investments that he may have made, and his NFL pension, and the money that he stacked up over the years, or whatever. Yeah, he may be 10 years out, but he's very comfortable. Yeah, I put my time in. I'm chilling. I'm not trying to be out here grinding and doing this and doing that. We good. Now, if she wants to go out there and do that, I'm fine, but don't try to push that on me because I'm very, very comfortable where it is. So what
Wait, are
happens when
you
somebody is very comfortable and they get complacent and you accept it for an extended period of time, you
well, she
can't then
hasn't
step
accepted it.
in.
She hasn't
You can't.
accepted it. He's been
Well,
promising to get better over those years.
but has he? And is she still there?
But wasn't like what aren't we the same ones that hold on. I'm sorry, aren't we the same ones that basically said that aren't you the same one that said, last week or the week before last that the fathers have so much that ain't no rule book to this. It's all of that. So she has to be so maybe she's trying to be a good wife and be patient with him.
Well,
And hopefully he'll get it together.
I'm not saying she should leave at the first sign of trouble. I'm just saying that he's been complacent. He's been comfortable. Apparently, she may have mentioned it or been uncomfortable with that over the years. But he hasn't. He insisted that he hasn't. He's not going to change. So then, at that point, some decisions
Mm.
have to be made. Okay, that's just point blank. Period. Unfortunately, do she continue to accept this, or does she start looking at other alternatives?
And I think that's what we're approaching, because like I said, if you're not gonna treat her the way that she deserves to be treated, then maybe she'll find somebody else. She's a very beautiful woman. She has she has her own resources now. She can go to Real Housewives of Potomac if she wanted to, like on the drop of a dime. If she ever wanted to go back. It's she has a lot up her arsenal that she could do, but the thing is, like, she wants to make this marriage work because she loves this man. So I
I see
think that
that.
see, Monique, I am being unbiased. I am not dragging you. See, sis. So when you look at my review, hit the like button. But I'm saying, like, it's I can understand where Monique is coming from. I really can. And like the first episode, I was seeing issues with Monique. I felt that she was being, definitely it was some issues with Monique in this episode too that we need to talk about and discuss later on. But I'm saying that, like, for the most part, I can understand Monique's frustration. He talking about 10 years, it's worth the wait. Is it after 10 years? That's a whole 10 years of youth like leaving from me. Pretty soon my knees ain't gonna be too good. My back gonna go out. I might need to get a walker. What are you talking about? Like, we don't have who's to say we have 10 more years? And would you be proud to say that the last thing that you did was neglect me?
Well,
Mm.
he had to retire due to a severe neck injury. So
Okay,
his
the neck
body's
injury
already
don't
his
stop you from
already
taking care of your kids.
his
You ain't doing nothing.
well, I'm not saying he shouldn't spend more time with his. That's never my. I'm never going to fight anybody on that because I spent a lot of times with my children and I was busy. So that's never an excuse. But what I'm saying is sometimes when you're trying to provide a certain standard of living that women typically say they want, and men are usually pinned with being the provider and providing this lifestyle, sometimes we get stuck in a rut. And that's where they are. They stuck in a rut because now
Yeah.
she got the lifestyle. Now she's like, okay, it doesn't sustain me anymore emotionally. It's not bringing me happiness. See, there may have been a point in time where the jewelry and the furs and the cars, because that stuff may have been new, made her very, very happy. But now she's used to having that stuff. It's
I
not new to her anymore. So
I
now
mean
she needs something else to excite her,
I
something
think
else to get her go.
I think it's
And,
quite go ahead.
and I want to say, don't put it all in on the wife and on the woman, because if a man gets to the NFL, the NBA, any of the ends, any of the professional sports, is not because of his wife or woman. He got there because he practiced all his life, day and night, little boy, middle school, high school, college, long before he met her. Okay, so don't get that twisted. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was gonna say, like, I just hate the fact that, we're spending. I was like, just because who said that Monique wanted to have a whole bunch of money? I don't think Monique ever said that. I don't think Monique ever said that she wanted to be rich, lavish life. I feel that because they have the resources, she'll use the money. But to me, to me, she never gave me, high maintenance. Even when
I
she was on Real
guarantee you,
Housewives of Potomac.
I guarantee you, she rather have it than not have it. Like most
I
women
mean,
in this chat.
but that's,
Well, you
I
know
mean,
what? That's on him. Let's go back to this. Okay, men are the leaders. He definitely does not appear like he's a follower in what we're seeing shown on TV. He's not a follower. So guess what? Who chose that path? He did. He did. And they did together. But don't try to make it seem like, oh, it's all her fault that he worked this hard and earned this much money. That's not her fault. And
he
yes,
What
they
wanted
makes
to
it
do
like
should
it's
that.
her
enjoy it
fault?
together.
Who's
Pardon?
doing that? Nobody's.
That's
I'm not blaming her.
okay.
How
All
does it
right.
sound like I'm blaming her?
Okay.
It
All
do
right.
because like it sounds like that because
Thank
you're
you.
automatically just talking about her spending money when he's probably spending the same amount that she is. Like I'm saying, like
Probably.
he the one who wanted to join the
Or more.
NFL and make all this money anyway.
Right.
Nobody told him to do that.
But
He
Thank you.
chose
That's what
to.
I'm saying.
okay,
Nobody
that
goes
So
to
I'm
the
saying like
NFL to NBA
It's not
because
like
of the
Monique had a
girlfriend.
gun to his head. It was like it wasn't like Monique had a gun to his head and say, "You better join the NFL." Like it's not like that's not like what happened. He wanted to join the NFL because he wanted to make a lot of money. He wanted to support his family probably and everything else of the sort. But that does not. But I don't think if he did not join the NFL, Monique wouldn't be there. She obviously loved
you
this man
know
before he had all of that money. So they've
that
been and
that
just the same way with the rest of these couples. They were together before the money even came in. Now I can understand if the girls came in after the money was being made, but all of these women on this show was there before these men even had a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out of. Like I don't think that this is the show where they're
Break
where
it
they're
down,
gold digging.
Jeremy. Break it down,
yeah
Jeremy.
yeah
Break it down.
yeah I figured you love that, but I'm saying if these men hadn't been doing that,
What?
okay, if these men hadn't been doing that, then that would be a problem for the women in this chat and the other host over there who shall be nameless.
Okay, but my question, but like
Why I gotta be nameless? It's my show.
we're not talking about Aubrey or any of the comments. We're talking about Monique. I don't think that Monique would have, been mad at him because he was not making $1 million a year. I just think maybe I think honestly it would be better maybe if this didn't happen because maybe he wouldn't be as stagnant. Maybe they will both be able to utilize their resources and their own knowledge and their own skill set to bring both money in the house and both be able to balance the kids. But he has a very traditional mindset, so he wanted to be the breadwinner anyway. And then my thing is this, like you're not even actively working anymore. So the least that you can do is help with your children. Like I'm saying, like
well, there you go. You're saying a more traditional mindset. We're going back to like Otis and Shalana. Does a man who has a more traditional mindset belong with a modern woman to begin with?
no,
That
then
I
that's
mean,
and I'm saying, and that's his fault. He agreed to be in this marriage. She didn't pressure him. He proposed to her. So I'm saying that
and
it's
she
like
accepted.
exactly, but it's him who decided that he was going to be willing to do the work to change for her because that's what he said. And
Listen,
let's not act like Monique has probably not shrunk herself down to appease him many times as well. Like even on the show, she had to do that. I mean, like at the end of the day, if you want to be a traditional man, then you should go to get a traditional woman. If you don't want your wife to have dreams and aspirations or to be fully supported, and I'm not just talking about monetary, just saying that you're proud, but fully support her enough to where she feels like her home is secure. If she's not there, then maybe you shouldn't have been with her. I
Well,
don't know.
listen.
That's a choice. That was a choice that he made.
Yeah,
Go
that's a
ahead.
choice that he made is a choice that they both made. But I
Correct.
guarantee you, him having that NFL money, whether retired or whatever, that NFL money, that prestige, that status, whatever, is very appealing to a woman because women love stability. They love to be comfortable in their surroundings. They love a man who can
And
provide stability. They love so don't get mad at him for providing that. But because now he don't want to
I'm
be
not
what,
mad at him.
but because now he don't want to be what she want him to be, there's a problem. But it's been
Alex,
going on this way for 10 years, almost 10
Alex,
years.
Alex, can you please take
Mm,
your finger off the trigger? I'm just trying to
yeah.
understand. I'm just
He
trying to
is very
understand.
triggered these last couple of episodes. I don't know what it is about this show, but I'm loving.
Because
I'm
men
just like I'm
provide.
just
I'm loving it.
Don't get
I'm just
mad at
trying to
men for
say that,
providing.
all I'm
Nobody
trying to
is angry, Alex, except for you.
I'm not. I'm just drilling this thing home. You want men to
Mm,
provide, but you want them to be home. It's a catch-22.
he's already home anyway, is what Monique is saying.
thank you. He's already retired, Alex. What
He's
are you
He
not
put
he's
talking
not on the
about?
NFL ground running around. He don't look like he ran a lap in years.
he put his work
He
in.
has like good Chris has developed double D's. So what
He
are you
put his
talking about?
work
He's been
in.
sitting at home eating snacks.
He was big when he played. He was an offensive lineman.
No,
Don't
he's
He's
don't
like
a
don't.
you need
yeah,
to go
he
look at
was
the
a big
old. You need to
guy.
go look at the older photos of Chris. Chris used to be way skinnier and way more fit.
Yeah, well, people when
You
they
know, now
retire, they
now
gain
now
weight.
he looked like he wearing Medea costume.
Yeah, okay.
That's part of me going through the change, Jeremy.
Yeah,
By the way.
Oh no, please,
yeah.
don't. I don't know what that change is, but I would not be a
Yeah.
part of it.
Well,
Uh,
okay. You take a man, you take a friend of yours that's 40 today, and then look at him 10 years later when he's 50, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then talk to him a little bit too.
Chloe, so what we're
Men don't talk like women. We ain't gonna go. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there right now. We ain't gonna go there right now.
so,
But I'm just telling you, there is a change. There's a change. But as we move forward, we see that is it Kevin? Winter's ex,
yeah, that's his name.
who's like 60, 70, 80 years old.
No, he's not
Okay.
that old.
So Winter's ex meets up with Chris in a nice little restaurant, and they're having lunch. And Chris wants to find out. He wants to just be supportive because these two knew each other from the NFL. And I don't know what to make of this scene because all I hear when this man talks is wonk 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 wonk.
well, that's
That's
because of
all
the
I hear.
that was because of the editing, but I really did think that we should have heard the story that he had to tell. I really wanted to know the breakdown of this marriage. I don't think that when you're in the introductory season of a
Mhm.
show, when somebody is telling you this important of information that you want to do funny panels to make it seem like he's talking too much, we really want to know what was the demise of this relationship. And it's not fair that he does not get to explain his side without Carlos King and his Beijing hairline, call splitting the scenes and trying to be funny when we really wanted to know what was happening. And I have another issue. I was like, Chris, so you don't have enough time to wine and dine your wife, but you have enough
Right.
time to wine and dine Kevin and spend time being in somebody else's business when your woman has literally been begging you for 10 years to step it up. So you ain't got enough time to spend with your kids, but you have enough time to like go eat dinner with Chris and get in Winter's business. I'm just like, your priorities are messed up. You got love handles. You're not taking care of your wife. You being at this dinner table should be the last thing that you're doing with Kevin.
Well, I thought, you know what? Now
Oh Lord have mercy.
let's be honest. Okay, let's be honest. Some of these scenes have to be crafted, have to be set up because we need a show. Okay, that's what I think. But
Hmm.
when I look at Kevin, like I said, all I hear is walk, 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 walk. He's talking and he's saying something, but like you said, and I think you have a very good point, Jeremy. We need to know what he's talking about. What's going on?
Yeah, he keeps saying that he was accused of all these offenses that he didn't do. He was accused of embezzling company funds to take his kids ice skating or something, or roller skating, whatever he was saying. and then he had to do something else with the company being accused of something else. He had to file bankruptcy in it, and all these nefarious acts, he's being, charged with, and he's like, I don't understand what's going on, but I still love Winter and blah blah blah. But what is being charged with all that and going through all those different things have to do with you getting up bodily and walking out of the house away from your wife into your parents' basement? If you're having these issues, discuss it with your wife. Deal with it as a couple. You don't run from the issues. Now, what Winter said was a lot of lies were told, things that she never knew when they met. She said he told her, I got a basement apartment. Okay. But he didn't say it was in his parents' basement. So he was skirting on the truth a lot. And I guess when his lies started to reveal themselves, the truth began to unravel, it caught up with him. And he probably saw no option other than to run like a coward.
Well,
Winter is a
yeah,
clown.
and because the thing of it is, and I just want to jump in to say this real quick, Jeremy, and we'll go back to you. But I just want to say this because the thing that I heard out of all the stuff that he was saying, he never took any ownership of, okay, so why did you leave the house one day, go home, move in with your parents, and never come back? That's what I don't, that's the part I didn't hear, why he was walking for like 30, 40, 50 minutes.
He didn't want to address that. It's a very reasonable question. Why did you just pick up and walk out without saying anything to your wife and move into your parents' house with no explanation whatsoever? But yet you still love her to death. You
I
still
don't
love the
love me
ground
to death, love me
you,
to life.
you love the ground she walks on and all this other kind of stuff. So if that's how you truly feel, you should have stayed there, revealed everything to her, give her the information she needs so you guys can work together to get through the mess. You don't abandon ship. If you are supposedly the captain, you don't abandon ship and leave everybody else to sink. And that's what he did as far as the marriage goes.
I feel like we can't accurately say what or what hasn't happened because they skipped all of the stuff that he had to say, and the only thing we heard was some like rinky dink, put together, whatever Winter had to say. Nothing that Winter said even made sense to me. Winter is very weird. She's one of those weird chicks that I lump Monique Brandy from Basketball Wives and her into, where like they're just odd. And I believe that Winter is very treacherous, very diabolical. And
Ooh,
like I just think that she's a
ooh.
gold digger. She got with this man thinking that he had all of this money. And then when it came to find out that he was just fronting and he was just stealing and basically stealing funds, she was crestfallen. And then at that point, she was done with it. He didn't feel comfortable enough to tell her the truth because she wasn't there for love. She was there for security
And
because
and and
because she's a clown and
and
because
she's a,
she's full of it.
and she's another one, and she's another one, a former wife of an NFLer, because it provided a certain standard of living for her for 15 years, even though he was dogging her out, according to her. Even though he was dogging her out, he provided this lifestyle, and she jumped from one NFLer to another. So what does that say about her?
I mean, to me it sounds like she's addicted to men who has a habit of being kleptomaniacs, whether it's kleptomizing the women or the funds from illegal funds from businesses. They all stealing.
Allegedly. Let's throw that
Allegedly.
in there. Let's throw that in there for safety purposes.
But she's not, she's not, she's not like, really stable herself. She's very mercurial. She's like she goes with the wind. It's I don't think that Winter is the type of person to like hold her man down. And I'm saying if the money was the breakdown of the marriage, then maybe you should have stayed with the NFL player who got 2 kids on you because at least you would have been financially, stable. But now you want to sit here and leave this man because marriage is through sickness and health. Y'all get married and want to break up
Richer or
marriages so
poor.
fast.
Yeah, richer or poor.
Yeah, so I'm saying at this point, like, what was the whole point of being married? Like, Winter wants to come across as this Christian when she's really a clown. Like, Winter is a clown. I do not like her. Something about her rubs me the wrong way. Nothing that she
Okay.
said made sense, and I think we're gonna get into that when we get to the dinner scene. But Winter is a dunce.
Well, first of all, how do you marry a man or take
Wait,
a
you
man
can't skip ahead.
seriously when you haven't even been to his
Yeah.
house? You haven't even
Let's
been to his house.
Yeah, hold
We,
on. We got, but let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's get to the dinner scene because there's some scenes in between, but they're kind of they're very secondary and minutiae compared to the dinner scene. So we're now at the house. We're at the Samuels' beautiful home, and they have a vegetarian chef who has prepared fare for everyone. And surprisingly, but not so surprisingly, not everybody loves vegetarian dishes. So I thought that was a little interesting that Arena was like, I don't eat vegetarian. What did you guys make of that?
Yeah, she don't eat vegan, which is I'm not
A
sure why.
vegan. I'm sorry. Yeah, vegan.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you would come to a vegan event if you don't eat vegan, but maybe she just want to see her buddies or whatever, or her
maybe it was the
friends.
same. Maybe it
You
was the
know,
same reason that Chris had to drop the kids off to his mama house so he can go get in Kevin's business.
right?
Maybe it was to make the scene work. You know, they all
yeah,
Right,
probably all had to
right.
be there.
yeah,
And
to make the scene work. Yep.
to make this scene work. And then I thought about it though too, a vegetarian or vegan, however they said it though. My thing is, okay, so when you're not eating meat, the rest of what you're eating is basically vegetables and stuff like that. So what would it hurt to try it out? Like I don't know, I've had vegan and vegetarian dishes and they taste wonderful. So I mean,
Yeah.
until you eat something, it's kind of hard when I hear a grown adult person say they don't eat thus and such if you really haven't had it. How do you even know? How do you know you're not going to like it?
Yeah, I mean, try it. I mean, look. DJ Quicksilver and his wife stopped off to have some crab legs before before going to the event.
Or hit McDonald's up afterwards. I don't know. Knock yourself
Yeah,
out.
Right.
Knock yourself out. But let's get to the conversation because I want to go back, Alex. You were about to say let's talk about let's go with the winter conversation. What did we find out about winter at this dinner? This dinner tonight. What did we find out? We found out that she married a guy and she apparently had never been to his home in his parents' basement.
right. She took his word that he had a basement apartment, but she didn't know it was his parents' house. Now, how do you marry a guy, get so close and so deep when you marry somebody and never actually been to their house or actually met and had a discussion with their parents? Because I'm pretty sure the parents would have said, "Yeah, he lives here with us." She didn't meet enough people. She didn't do enough due diligence. She didn't take enough time. She just jumped into it. So when you jump fast, it ends fast. You have to take your time. And she appears to me as be somebody that's very, very immature and still trying to find her way. Like Rain is very settled in her maturity, in her womanhood. She knows where she's at in life. These guys been together 26, 27 years. Okay. But somebody like Winter, she's still trying to find her way. She's all over the place. She's undecided. And she just want to tell this story about how she was wronged in her relationships. And hopefully capitalize and make a few dollars.
Like the issue that I have, with Winter is
Mm-hmm.
like exactly what they're talking about in the comments, that she's messy. I don't like when people like to call themselves, these like real hardcore Christians and things like that, but they don't reflect those like Christian values or anything else of the sort. And then, they come across very sanctimonious and they want to be hypocrites or anything else of the sort. Like, so I don't trust anything that Winter has to say. Winter don't want to be questioned about anything. Winter don't want to explain anything, but all she wants to do is drag this man down to the ground, which he might deserve. I don't know. But
We
I'm
don't
saying
know.
that like she's not telling us the full story. None of what she said made a lick of sense. She been with a guy for a year. She never seen his house, and you're gonna marry him to get mad when you get played. Like how is that? Like how was that? And then Ashley said the same thing. I was saying, well, why didn't you ask? Like, why would you marry somebody whose house that you never been to? Like, I would never do that. Like, that's dumb. Like that's
Right.
ridiculous.
Right.
So
Who
at
does
that,
that?
like she, and then she had the nerve to say she's a relationship expert or
That's the
relation.
part. That's the
And
part.
then
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
and
ahead.
then if you go on her Twitter, she said that she never said that. Yes, you did. It's on
Yes, you
camera,
did.
Winter.
She said a relationship guru, and you know what that took me to? That took me to Ready to Love to who was it? Shiloh
Shiloh.
last season or
Shiloh.
season before last.
Oh my God. That's who
Who
she kind
said
of
that
reminds me
she
of.
was? Who said that she was a intimacy guru. And I'm trying to understand, girl, how you an intimacy guru when you can't even communicate with this grown man that you say you like? Talking about Phil. Girl, you ain't no relationship guru.
Yeah, people put these titles out there and are totally clueless. And that's why I said she wants to use her story as being a victim to capitalize monetarily on that. When there's women out here who's really been hurt, really been devastated, has gone through this stuff, whatever, she's looking to capitalize because she brought all of this stuff up at an event that had nothing to do with her background and what she'd been through. She just started spouting off at the mouth.
She
And
sure did.
everybody looking around like, what the hell is she talking about that now for? Because she's trying to capitalize on the story to build whatever it is she's trying to build, whatever her motives are, her modus operandi. But we're going to figure it out the more of these episodes down the road.
We sure will. And I got to answer. Okay, so Books with Kimberly, thanks for being here. She says, but she asked all the right questions. Well, we know she didn't. We know she didn't ask for those W-2 forms or anything else because how does she marry a guy that lives in his parents' basement? And he's old. He's a mature guy. He's seasoned. Okay, I don't want to be ageist. He's a seasoned guy. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. She married an older guy, more mature guy. But you mean to tell me you've never been around his house, you've never been around his family, you never went to his HR department and asked for his W-2 forms? Come on. I mean, seriously? Like, did you just really want to just be married again to say you were married? Because if that's the case, then she could have married anybody. She could have married anybody because apparently that's what she did. She married anybody.
And clearly, as she said, love is not enough because Chris was adamant about telling her he says he loves you very, very much. And I know there's editing involved, but she jumped up and said, wait a minute, I take offense to that. Love is not enough. So whatever the story is, hopefully we'll get it because they're going to have part 2 to this dinner on the next episode.
Love isn't enough. Love isn't enough.
And they definitely, and I guarantee you, as soon as that man walk in, like Winter gonna run away like a demon. Like that, because that's exactly what she is. Like Winter is not to be trusted. Like if she really was just abandoned in this place all by herself, like she said she was, then you obviously haven't talked to this man in 6 months. Ooh! So why are you running away like you scared of him?
Oh, what? Kevin is coming to the dinner part 2? Are you guys kidding me? What?
You didn't see that? You haven't seen that in like the super trailer?
And
she was up there like, and she was like, oh no, don't let him near me. Don't let him near me. Please, no.
Oh, she started performing, right?
she's a clown. She is a clown, and it doesn't surprise me that she is cool with Monique. They've been friends for 15 years. Like it's Monique, I cannot. And like Winter, I'm watching you.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Kirby says some people want to give advice but do not want to take it. That's right, Kirby. You tell him. You tell him, Kirby.
And then what was making me even more upset is she's trying to act like Ashley is like being so nasty and rude to her. She's asking questions that we all want to know the answer to. You're sitting here talking about your business, so why can't we ask you questions? Like, I can't stand for people. So that lets me know that you want to tell your business on your own accord and that you don't want to be questioned, cross-examined. You just want to have full control of like your story. And that's fine and all, but you're on a reality show, which means that we have the right to get in your business and try to figure everything out. I'm not just going to listen to what you tell me just blindly because it doesn't make sense. Who marries a man who they never went to the house of, can't confirm their like salary, can't confirm where they stay at, can't confirm if they misappropriating funds. Shout out to Patrice Cullors and Black Lives Matter Global Network Fund. So at the end,
allegedly.
I mean, at the end of the day,
oh boy,
it doesn't make sense. And she gets mad when you question her because she just wants to control the narrative. So she seems like she has like no blood on her hands. Sis just stated the reason that you're trying to leave this man is because you don't want to get sued, and you really came for him for the money. But now that he has no money and he's getting sued, you don't want to be no parts of this marriage, and you ain't no Christian. Stop saying that. I cannot stand when people be like, "I'm a Christian. I'm saved." No, you're not.
Well, there's a whole lot of them out there.
Jeremy, are you okay? So, like, I was trying to find out some information, and somebody else said it too. I think it's Mocha Mima says she's looking for information online about winter. I believe if you look her up here on YouTube, you know she has a YouTube channel, and my what little bit I found about her, I was guessing that she's a public speaker. She's a speaker that gets paid, right? So, is that true? Is that something that you've read about her too?
I mean, she said that she was a public speaker, but half of the people at my church say that they public speakers too.
Mm.
Okay.
So
Well,
at the end of the at the end of the day, I'm saying anybody could say they're a public or motivational speaker.
Yeah, I had a conversation the other day with a stranger in public, so I'm a public speaker.
But if that's the case, like then sis, you wouldn't have married no 60-year-old man who you couldn't confirm the salary of. You would have did more
well,
thorough research.
Mm.
Obviously, you was on some type of desperation to get with this man, but like I don't trust winter. I don't like winter, and I definitely I've been side eyeing Winter since the first episode because once again she told a whole story that nobody wanted to hear, nobody asked for, just to control the narrative to start her introduction on the show. And I'm saying that everything that she does comes across as insincere and
Hmm.
disingenuous, and I don't like it. I don't like her. She makes me uncomfortable.
Mm. Well, this guess who's coming to dinner?
okay,
Can't,
we've got
you know, so
we're running long, but I want to get this one thing out. So, because okay, so at this dinner party, the other thing, a couple more things that came up. So we heard about Irena and Jamie, and that she never caught him cheating, but it wasn't a possibility. Jeremy, I know you got some thoughts about that, and Alex, I want to hear yours after right after Jeremy's. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, first and foremost, we still have to get to Monique and Chris, arguing at the dinner too.
No, no, I'm
But
saving that for last. I'm saving that for
okay,
last. Okay.
so you can tell, like I said in the past, that that Jamie looked like he didn't gave Arena the blues back in the past. Like she didn't been through it with him. Like that's why they didn't want to open them can of worms up, for the 26th anniversary, because don't nobody want to have to relive the moments where they may or may not have been getting cheated on, when they may or not have been honest with each other, where they may have been fighting and fussing and cussing and all other and everything else. That's why I was saying that it definitely wasn't no smooth journey to get to this year 26. She definitely had to put up with a lot of stuff, and maybe he had to put up with a lot of stuff too on his part. And I'm saying that it didn't surprise me one bit that he could have been cheating. And I'm just a little bit confused as to why he even wants to get back into the club scene. I'm like, after you're in your 50s, I was like, is the thing that you really want to do is be in a club throwing parties? I was like, you're not tired? Your bones don't hurt? I was like, usually when every 50-year-old up I've met that went to the club, with me or one of my friends, like they be needing a cool down break. They need to rub some Vicks Vapor Rub down, get those joints back to
Jeremy,
like, that's
Jeremy, I gotta interrupt you. You are showing some signs of the A word. You know the A word?
what.
You are showing some signs of
of a
ages.
donkey's behind.
I am
of
not. I'm being
of
for real. Like how
ages.
like
No,
so
well,
y'all
no,
telling
but no, but those are the 50 somethings you know. Those are the
but
50
I'm
somethings
okay.
you know.
So
Mhm.
y'all. So wait, cash y'all a question. So y'all be in the club, but busting it open at the parties and stuff like that every night.
That's not the point, though. If that's his business, he's gonna be there.
But I'm
Whether he's
saying he has it like
Mhm.
that's not even a necessity for his income though. He's doing that because he just wants to. He said he missed being
and
in it. It wasn't because he needs the income. We've already established that they have a portfolio of different
right,
revenue streams. So I'm saying, why do you want to be the old man in the club? Trying to throw parties. I was like, it's a difference between DJ Quicksilver doing it and you doing it while you're in your 50s. Like I'm saying, it just doesn't, to
but
me, it doesn't make
why?
sense. And that's why Irene is trying to figure out why he want to be in the club too.
Well, nah, you
It, it,
know
it, it,
what? She may have to do some detail work. Is he's a detective, so she may have to get her own detective and get on the scene with that. But there's nothing wrong. What I guess what I'm saying to you, Jeremy, is nothing wrong if he wants to be 50 years old or whatever age and be up in the club and throwing parties. If he's good at it, then why not? Stevie Wonder is still performing and he's over 70. So are we going to tell Stevie Wonder he can't sing because he got to be a certain age?
I mean, I don't think that's the case, but I'm saying if your wife has an issue with you being in this nightlife around young women who always are looking for a come up, who always trying to throw that back on somebody who they think got the highest check, then maybe you should not be trying to be in that environment, especially if it caused issues in a relationship in the past.
Maybe she's afraid this time she's going to actually catch him, because I can tell you for a fact she know he did it. See, all this skirting around, I didn't actually catch him, I didn't actually see him. You know the man did it. Okay.
Oh,
so you just didn't want to know.
Oh my, don't be talking about my friend Jamie. Don't be talking about my buddy Jamie now.
Listen, she know the man did it. It's just it's cut and dry.
Allegedly.
You didn't want to see it because you wanted the marriage and you fought through it. Marriage is difficult.
And that's right. It is difficult, especially when men come from a culture where they're praised for being whores. Okay.
Yep.
So I guess my question is this: wouldn't it be more efficient and way more, executive like and business like to hire newer talent that are coming in that can host these parties for you instead of you doing it yourself, and therefore you can make a whole party company that's filled with DJs, and you could vend them out to different people rather than having to go into the club yourself, spending all these hours in the club while your wife is at home wondering why you're there in the first place.
He loves it, and if he loves it as a grown man, he's gonna make a decision to do it.
I guess.
And either she's gonna support him or she's not. But he's gonna do it. And apparently, from the dinner table, from what we saw, he's going to do it. But the bigger issue I got is when she was trying to speak, because Chris Samuels and Monique had the same problem. At one point, when Arena was trying to speak, he put his hand toward her mouth, like, be quiet. Okay. What? Like I'm right now, this is my time to talk. Shush. Whatever. Okay. Now you guys have to go back and watch the episode. He did that. And everybody looked at him like, oh my God, did he just do that? Because he did do it. Okay. So the issue is, why does he feel like in this room full of people that he can put his hand over his wife's mouth to kind of like, you're not.
Why does he feel like anywhere in the world you could put his hands over his wife's mouth? I mean, maybe she not, because I'm triggered as heck just hearing about it. Okay, don't ever try to put your hand over my mouth and nose. We about to fight into the death.
Go back and look at it. He definitely did it. And I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. Like I'm not even trying to be rude, but like I feel like he needs to give that up, and I feel like the way that he should be doing this is like he should be hiring new talent, new DJs who want to like get on the scene and like create a company and then have them going to the parties. I don't see why. It's just odd to me that he is at this age right now in his life where his wife is uncomfortable with him doing that and he wants to get into the club so bad. I just don't see the reason in doing it. I don't see the reason. It's not a necessity. I can see you and your wife going to clubs together and like living it up, but like why do this if your wife has an issue with it and you don't need to?
Midlife crisis.
And on top of that, it's caused issues for the guy. It's caused issues in your relationship in the past.
It's the same reason why.
Because like they said, a man gonna be a man, and a man can only take so much of a temptation. That's what they always love to say. And like that's exactly what's in the nightclub is temptation. So why even put yourself in that predicament?
Nothing but the jiggly wigglies, the shades, and what's that fine one that just went out with Fonzo this week with the shades and the
the booty shorts with the booty shorts.
Yeah, all of that's up in them clubs. All of that. Ooh.
The same reason why a 50-year-old man would just get up one day and decide he want to learn how to ride a motorcycle and start riding motorcycles. These are midlife. These are midlife crises.
You call it a midlife crisis. Like I said, the change is gonna come. Well, guys, we got anything to add to that? And Jeremy, are you over on your channel down on next doing your review?
Oh,
Chris and Monique though,
I haven't
Aubrey.
figured that out yet. I need
Oh,
to. I
oh,
need
oh,
to.
oh, yeah. Okay, okay. Well, you got a few more minutes. Yes, yes, yes. Chris and Monique, the Hush, right?
Yeah, the Hush. Yep.
Ooh,
Mm.
cha.
What's your thoughts about the Hush? I know you got something
So
to say.
so so Monique was talking, and like I'm a woman and I can talk too, but Monique, she got me beat. She like a plus. I'm just a minus. She was going blah, 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 blah. And she said something about when she was sick and she had COVID, and the thing, I won't say that word, but the thing, she had the panorama, and she was sick, and she wasn't being fed, and Chris wasn't checking on her. And then Chris tried to jump in and explain himself, and she was like, blah, 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 right on over Chris. And Chris was like, well, wait a minute, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, blah, 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 blah. And Chris was like, hush, woman, hush. I just
Yep.
about fell on the floor when I heard him
Mhm.
say that. But you know what? I gotta be fair, because I've told a man to hush before, and the guy at my church said, "You told," one of the elders said, "You told what?" And the guy was a doctor, by the way. He said, "You told the doctor to." I said, "I sure did." And
Yeah.
I have no respect of person. I don't care if you're the plumber or the doctor. Don't make me no difference. But I saw his point. I said all that to say this. I saw Chris's point. She was over talking him. Okay, you had your say. Everybody heard you say that he didn't take care of you while you were sick with the panorama. But he has his side of the story. And actually, what he was saying was that every time he tried to come to her and see about her, she was hollering at him that he was disturbing her sleep.
Right.
And he did, once he found out what she needed, he took notice of that, and he began to check on her every couple of hours to make sure that she was okay,
This is
right?
a prime example of
Yeah.
giving mixed messages and talking too much, which we know Monique loves to talk too much. She loves to talk. So she did over talk him. And I can't stand when I listen to somebody talk for 5 or 10 minutes straight. I don't say a word. And the minute I get my turn, I'm 30 seconds in, they want to interrupt me. I despise that. So I understand the frustration
What
and
you gonna
why
do to me? What
and,
you
and,
what you
and,
what you what you gonna do? What you gonna do to me next time I do it? You gonna tell
listen,
me to hush? You gonna tell me to hush?
back in my Brooklyn days, we said shut the F up. That's the way we handled it.
Ooh, I'm glad I didn't know you back then, because we would not be
Okay.
friends.
That
Okay,
that's how we said it, because we didn't deal with that kind of blatant, disrespect. You got
but
your side, I got my side. She's
right.
talking out of both sides of her face. Okay. Let me rest, but wake me up. I mean, what kind of sense does that make? And then when
Where's my machine when I need it? Okay, go ahead. Wake
so
me up and let me sleep.
yeah,
I
wake
mean,
me up,
I
but
see
let me.
her point though too, because I think, now I'm gonna say this. Now I agree with you, and I do. I like I said, clearly she was over talking him. Okay, but I will say this. Now, men don't really know how to nurse and nurture like women do, because if you go in to check on your loved one, you gotta know when they sleep and when they not. Come on now.
Mm.
I,
But you
I'm
but you
gonna go.
but you notice
I'm gonna come check on you when you're asleep, and you think I'm gonna say something to wake you up? No, I'm gonna let you rest.
But you know why she started to overtalk him? Because when she started to know he was getting close to telling that truth she left out, she wanted to cut him off. And
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm
So
not trying
that,
to throw you under the bus. What
but
I
she
mean to say,
was.
she was throwing him under the
Mm-hmm.
bus, and he got
She was.
offended by that. He was
Yeah,
offended, and that's why he got defensive and told her to hush up. This is why he started getting angry, and he said it. I'm getting angry right now because you're throwing me under the bus, and I don't like it. You
yeah.
know,
And I agree with him. Like I said, fair is fair, because that was not right. Guys, could you get the likes up, please? You're in here enjoying all this good tea and all this good conversation. Go ahead and hit that like button, okay? And while you're at it, subscribe. Okay, but yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, I saw his point. I saw his point. And by the way, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Alex. Please forgive me. I'll make
what
it
are
up
you
to you.
talking about? What are you
Because I'm telling you, in this show, you really do see yourself. Because sometimes I don't think, people, and this is the thing I disagree with. When you say disrespectful, I don't think that she was mean intentionally. And I could be wrong. I don't know her like that, but I will say, for a lot of women, we don't intentionally mean to be disrespectful, but that is part of a woman's nature, to talk, and to talk a lot. And so that's why I say, men, when they go to argue with women, they're never going to win. You're never going to win
Mm,
an argument with a woman. It's just not going to happen. I don't care who you are. I don't care what law degree you have. You're not going to beat a woman in an argument verbally.
Mm,
No, you're not.
right.
It's just not going to happen.
Your thoughts, Jeremy? What you think
Go
about
ahead,
that
Jeremy. Yeah.
situation?
Um, I think Monique has a bad habit of bringing things up at the most inopportune times. Like in front of everybody is not the time to voice your grievances about your husband to a whole group of people, making him seem like he's some type of
Right.
villain or some type of miscreant. Now at the point, I understand that you have like these issues, but you, like I said, you need to don't. And that's why I was trying to tell y'all last week. Don't nobody want to be around a couple who always want to argue in front of everybody. It's awkward. It's
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
enjoyable to be around. And Monique is always initiating this. Chris doesn't like to argue in front of people, but Monique loves to put him on blast in front of everybody. And I think that's really tacky. I think that's real cheap. And it's real stank, for you to be doing that. And like, but on top of that, I don't even think that that he was necessarily wrong for telling you maybe you should be quiet. Maybe he shouldn't have said hush. But I'm saying like he was trying to speak. You were talking
I
over
prefer
him.
that to what Alex would have said. So I'll take a
Like
hush.
so, like I
He was
just
he was
don't.
respecting his wife because what you don't do, two wrongs don't make a right.
Right. And the way that Monique is moving, like I don't know.
Mm,
I'm just saying it doesn't. It to me, it feels like she's over everything. Like I don't know if I mean I would hope that it is not the case, but to me, maybe this is all just for a storyline. I don't know, but it seems to me they're like 2 minutes away from getting a divorce or getting separated
mm,
because it looks like when she looks at him that she despises him.
mhm.
she
I
she
can
has
get
grown
that.
a lot of resentment, a lot of hurt and anger towards him, and it's been festering. And each day when he does not change and he does the same things over and over again, that resentment and that unappreciation that she feels grows, and it's going to continue to grow until their marriage collapses unless he decides to really make a change. Because unless she's doing all of this stuff to try to get his attention, in my opinion, because
Yeah,
this ain't
I
the
see
same
that.
this ain't the same Monique that was on Real Housewives of Potomac. Like that Monique would have never put her husband on blast in front of them wenches. So
Hmm.
it's this is a whole new thing that I'm seeing. So I've never seen them interact like this. So maybe this is what they've always been doing behind the scenes.
Hmm.
But I think that she's trying to get his attention and trying to almost force him to change, but it's not working because, like Alex said earlier, if he has not changed in 10 years, sis, he ain't gonna change. Them love handles, that cleavage, and them breasts are there to stay. Monique, he not changing. Like
Mm,
you're
I
gonna
think
have to
he's
get.
sexy personally, but hey, that's just me.
Oh, child.
yeah.
Yeah,
But look,
you try all you want, but I think he's sexy. So hey.
desperate times call for desperate measures, and that's what Monique is doing right now.
Yeah, just in case things don't work out with my current sugar daddy. You are
I'm gonna
sick.
say this. I'm gonna say
If
this.
people only knew what goes on
Jamie,
behind the
like Jamie,
scenes.
to me, Jamie is the most handsome guy on this cast. Like
Who?
I
Oh,
like.
Jamie. Oh yeah, Jamie is good looking, but I'm just saying sometimes. Let me hush. I'm talking too
somebody,
much.
somebody, somebody,
I think that Chris is handsome, and I think that there's something to be said about a big tall guy. That's all I can say.
somebody in the
Well,
chat,
based on
please.
what Monique is saying, she ain't getting that big tall guy energy in the bedroom.
Mm.
Mm,
Oh boy.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh well.
I
Uh
mean,
She
neither
oh.
was Sean, and neither
better make
was
it work or make her moves, make her exit plan then,
and
because it's a
and neither
lot of
was
women,
Shawnee
and I'm
O'Neal
not
when
the
she was with
only
Shaq.
one. It's a lot more younger women that are, I'm sure, that would love to have a Chris. Okay, so
And
And a
make it
lot of
somebody,
work.
and a lot of young men who would love to have a Monique.
But
well,
guess what? They're not gonna have what Chris has in terms
We
of
right.
don't know. We don't
finances
know that.
and
I think Monique could pull
stability.
another. I think Monique could pull another baller.
You know
Mm.
what? She probably could. Well, let her see though. If you're willing
Like
to take that
it's
gamble, going out there and play that roll of the dice.
and I don't know if it's the vegan food. I don't know what it is, but Monique, you look good. Like you
She
look
does.
good on this episode. I
I
don't know
agree
what
with
it
you on
is.
that. She definitely looks good. And I agree with
You,
you on
I
that.
mean,
I think it is that vegan fare.
she was pretty. She was really pretty on Real Housewives of Potomac, but it's like a whole new level of gorgeousness that she is displaying. I don't know if it's the locks, and like the locks are so beautiful. Oh my goodness, these women on this cast are so bad. Like
Mm.
The bad
Monique was
baddies.
looking when she was at the radio station with that like with the dreads going up into like a bun. I was like, my God, she looks gorgeous. She
Well,
is looking good. I don't know why he ain't whining and dining her. That lets you know that he is completely bored with the relationship at this point because Monique is glowing up. I feel like every single episode.
well, can somebody in the chat do me a favor? Type in STFU hashtag Monique.
Ooh.
No, 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 no. We're not doing that. No, we're not
It's
doing
a
that.
setup. It's a setup. Y'all comments gonna get banned.
Alex,
It's just
wrong.
some it's just some letters on the paper. What are you letters on the
No,
paper?
wrong, wrong,
That's
wrong.
just
Okay, I
some
see what Mocha is saying. You talk. Okay, so Kevin Williams, i.e., Winter's husband. Okay, Winter Williams' husband and his father founded Dominion Development Corporation, a minority real estate development company in the D.C. area. Oh, is that what blew up on him? That
mm,
development company.
mm.
That was his father's. Oh, that's really terrible because
That's heavy.
not only did he take something that he might have created, but if something that was a two generational thing that his dad founded, not
Mm.
good, not
And
good.
and move back into the basement. So that's a double whammy.
I don't get that. I just
Mhm.
something not right with that picture right there. A
Yeah.
man 50, 60 years old living in. Yeah, I don't get that.
Something's off we're not getting, and I assume we'll get it as the season goes on.
Yeah, yeah, got. So Jeremy, did you make your decision? Are you going to go ahead and do a live so we can everybody can raid your channel next? You guys know Jeremy is over at Jeremy Speaks. Are you Jeremy? Are you?
Yes,
Cause you
Jeremy speaks. But like I'm not gonna be reviewing DC on this video that I'm about to do. I'm gonna be reviewing Huntsville.
okay?
So I'm
I
gonna be
thought you.
reviewing
Oh, go ahead.
because it's so close in proximity to like I can't do. I mean
Okay.
I could, but I just feel like we've had like an hour and 30-minute conversation about love and marriage DC. So I think I need a recharge for tomorrow. But like I really want to talk about love and marriage Huntsville because I have a lot to say. So if y'all really want to hear it,
Ooh.
y'all need to go. Oh
Yeah.
my like shout out to all my subscribers. Like my last Love and Marriage Huntsville review is getting like mad love. I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, I was over there hanging out in your channel, and I mean it's like a celebrities who's who. And then I gotta say, I think was it Jamie Tyler was over here talking about you and you
J Dub.
and J Dub and Alex and the rest of us. So guys, you never know who you're gonna see in the chats over here at Actually Aubrey
Mhm.
or at Jeremy Speaks. Well, let's go ahead. We're gonna raid Jeremy, guys. Like the video. You still here? Like the video. Come on. Don't be like that. Don't be
Right.
don't be a Kevin living in your parents' basement for forever and a day. Don't do
Right.
that. Don't do that. Tell them what do you have to say, Alex? You know you always
listen,
give
listen.
good advice to our
Yes.
viewers.
And if you watch the replay, please leave a comment. Those are very important to us in the replay. So if you watch the replay or
Yes.
recommended somebody watch the replay, encourage them to leave comments, And on top of that, of course, Aubrey's Cash App, is actually Aubrey at Cash
Mm-hmm.
App. She loves her coffee, and we love for her to drink that coffee so she could be wide open and sprung and wide awake to do these beautiful podcasts for everybody. So get us some coffee, $2, $5, don't matter. You
It doesn't
know,
matter.
it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. Just send whatever you can, and it'd be greatly appreciated. Hit the like button and subscribe.
Right. I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed to my channel. We're getting near that wonderful mark, that goal that we're looking for, and we'll continue to grow from there. Guys, let's go ahead and for real, let's raid Jeremy Speaks channel. Okay, and thank you guys for being here. Oh, and I definitely want to thank my wonderful moderator, Monique King, who always drops the links. Monique King, LNV. And any other moderators that are in the house, I don't see you right now. I know that one of my buddies is coming back from Paris with his wife on a well needed vacation. That would be Jay Wadley. So but let's go ahead, guys. We're gonna while we're here, let's get ready. We're gonna go over to Jeremy Speaks on YouTube, and we're out.
Thank y'all so much.